Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble. It's kind of finicky here and there, but usually it keeps on par. Like one day after I publish everything on YouTube, it appears on the Rumble usually. I think it's mainly because of the 4K videos, more data, more stuff to sync between the platforms. I don't know, but yeah. Before I proceed, just a quick note, like 10 minutes ago or so before I start recording this, I launched the video that I recorded yesterday for XCOM 2. It's basically introduction of how I'm going to play out the thing here of XCOM 2 with a lot of mods, 300 plus mods, and I'll go about it basically how I did the installation of the mods and the setup. But on the first episode I mentioned that I will be doing the thing where I do when I start a new game, how I'm going to go about it, like difficulty levels and everything. So it's like finishing up the mod setting, and that will appear on that first episode. I think in maximum in about a week I will presenting the first episode of XCOM 2. I still want to I have to record a few more episodes here from these from Voidbusters and the Evil Within 2 gameplay, so I can have some backlog, so I don't get lost in the weeds here. But today I'm going to present the second episode of Voidbusters. But if I start to getting kind of free time to record like a good amount of videos, I will be starting to push the schedule like one video per day, so I don't get like one day off between each gaming video, and I will do like one day Voidbusters, the other Evil Within 2, and then XCOM 2, then Voidbusters, one per day. And of course I will always be doing the gaming news again when there is news to talk about. Yeah, but let's get started the episode. So yesterday I didn't announce anything. I presented the thing here, though, the 7700 XT kind of scores on the synthetic benchmarks, and they were basically on between the 6800 and the 6800 XT in terms of like the thing here in terms of AMD. Supposedly the 7700 XT is going to be trying to compete. I think the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes, I think they made the comparison between these two, and the 7800 XT is going to take on the 4070, and then the 7900 XT it's for the 70 Ti and the XTX for the 4080. Yeah, that's how it goes. And basically from the synthetic benchmarks, okay, we don't have like, this is not, again, it's not translated automatically for gaming performance, but we might get like a decent idea of like a ballpark around how it can perform. And it's even from the data that AMD presented, even taking into account that they usually round everything up and they are very selective on the benchmarks they presented regarding gaming performance. They seem pretty on par and start to put some pressure on Nvidia. And I think I saw some news here and there that the 4060 Ti is lowering and competing in terms of price with the 7700 XT in terms of MSRP, launch price around 450. So it went from 500, which is, I don't know, inexplicable. And I think they were waiting for the AMD launch and try to get some fools to buy the GPU at this price. Now they are lowering a little bit below 450, I think, to compete with this. But even though I don't think it's good enough, even though it's supposedly announces the 16 gigabyte kind of a thing, I think the 7700X is a little bit faster and has better memory bus, because how the memory is assembled here on the 4060 Ti is doesn't elevate the memory bus, which renders the VRAM capacity useless basically. It doesn't take advantage of the fact that it has this much of VRAM capacity. But yeah, the 7800 XT, it's basically on par with the 6800 XT in terms of synthetic benchmarks. In terms of games, should go around kind of the same thing, I suppose, and should be a little bit better than the 4070. We'll see when the independent reviews come out of these two GPUs. I will be paying attention, of course, very close attention to Gamers Next in our hardware unbox. They do excellent testing on everything that they present, and I like their methodology and how they're going about it, how they present the scores and their reviews. But yeah, we got another news from Alan Wake 2, another video from behind the scenes kind of a thing here. Pretty interesting. It's always good to keep check on how things are going. This one is the Frightful Dark Place. They don't go too much about it. It has some kind of clips here and there from that gameplay presentation, but at least he gives us like what they're trying to aim for with Alan Wake 2. Gives a better sense of what we expect to a certain degree, and of course I very excited for this game. I played Alan Wake 1 like 3 or 4 times since it came out. It's one of those games I like how the story, it's very Lynchian in its approach, even though it's more actiony, and this is going to be more horror kind of a vibe here. I want to also play Control. When I finish again one of those two series, I will be doing Control for sure, but I think I will pick up Alan Wake 1 and do that so I can get like a refresh on Alan Wake to cover my 5 years without gaming, which is to a certain degree unthinkable, and then follow up for Control, and then when I can do Alan Wake 2. I think it's how I'm going to do that this IP in particular, or this universe. Then we got Starfield Bonanza. Again, the reviews are out. I'm going to just come here, reviews. They are this is basically the best launch from Bethesda from, I don't know, 20 years. It has the least amount of bugs from it still has some bugs, like a little bit here with those Bethesda bugs to a certain degree. It's not game breaking or anything, which is good, but it has one of those has some bugs here and there. You might get some bugs, but nothing that I think with like a reload or something like that is something that I think it's manageable. At least that's the perception of all the reviews that I saw. I saw like 5 reviews. I think ACG from here, Fextralife. Which ones? I saw. Oh my god, I forgot the name of the. I follow him. Let's see here. It's on my subscriptions. So I watched ACG, and I watched this one, the Fextralife one. The Gopher usually does a lot of Bethesda games. Yeah, Starfield review Q&A, yeah, and it's basically Skyrim in space to a certain degree. I didn't get spoiled, fortunately. These guys that I follow usually do excellent reviews, they don't spoil anything. The usual kind of suspects that I usually follow for this thing, and the consensus is pretty good. This is like the highest score that I see, that I saw from the reviews. They all go around between 8.5. The lowest I think it's 8, I'm not sure. I think GameSpot gave it a 7 or something like that. But again, none of the reviews that I saw, it's like it cannot be done like a comprehensive review, even though they had like 2 weeks to go around and mess with the game. Juicy Head also, I saw that one. I follow him a lot of for Bethesda reference kind of a things here. Fextralife supposedly it's now doing. It's got a lot of drama regarding this Fextralife thing and the Twitch stuff. I don't understand what people are talking about, but I don't usually cover drama. So, but there are a lot of talking about Fextralife and everything. I don't know. A lot of people that it's accusation. I don't know. But yeah, continuing. Around 100 hours is not kind of enough to explore everything that the game has to offer, because a lot of people focus more on what they were hoping for the game. So a lot of people just went give more space exploration. Others were about more like picking how the system works in terms of the RPG mechanics there. Others were about the modding stuff with the weapons, the combat and everything. A lot of them were more focused, but I think the consensus will be around 8.5. kind of thing. And for sure, again, the mods will start to pump out like crazy, and my advice is just wait a little bit, let the mod situation come to a more stable solution. I can understand, for example, these mods like the tweaks for a FOV, because it doesn't have a FOV slider, and some optimization mods, like for example implementation of DLSS. Pure Dark's already launched his one for free. He also has like a DLSS free, but it's behind like a paywall, but he also offered a free alternative, which is DLS2 and the Intel one, upscaling technology. There are tweaks here and there that you can do. Usually it's for more savvy people, because you have to tweak ini files. If you don't know what to do with ini files, better stay off and don't do anything, because you might have some issues, and then you have to reinstall the game all over again. If you're not savvy enough to tweak in ini files. But yeah, you already start seeing some of these kind of tweaks and performance stuff here. Also, again, as the DLSS2 and XeSS kind of mods are already happening here. The dark mode one is Pure Dark guy here already confirmed that he's going to do the plugin, the DLSS free, which has basically frame generation, but it's going to do behind a paywall. I assume it's very cheap, because some modders, again, it's a lot of time they have to spend on doing these things, and doing this for free. Again, if you like a mod and if you think it's worth your time, I really recommend you make a donation, even like just $1 or something like that. I think it's an appreciation for people that are doing this in their free spare time. If I had any kind of knowledge to start doing this, I might get into it someday. I don't know. We will see how it goes in terms of my free spare time, but I have still 5 years to catch in games. But yeah, here on the implementation you have like some instructions here, but on the pages itself there will be explanations of how you can introduce this. But yeah, seems it's a very good game. Again, skeptically optimistic regarding this game, and it turns out it is like 8.5. It is going to have a lot of hardening to do regarding more optimization and more like bug hunting and remove them, and of course wait for those mods. We'll see how it goes regarding the mods again, because of a lot of it depends on auto-generated content within the game itself. So we'll see how it goes, what the mod community has to offer in the upcoming months. But I'm pretty positive that they will do their job very well. They usually they answer the call very well. And basically, basically from Starfield, this is it. Again, everything, I will leave links in the description below. We continue with gaming stuff. We have already some TGS, so Tokyo Game Show, it's coming late September, so later this month. We have already some lineups here, one or two that pique my interest here. One of them is, where is it? I think it's the Konami one. Got here Atomic Heart. It's the one that I was. We have more Stray kind of things here. This is a lot coming for a console kind of thing here. We got also the Konami. Oh my god, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. There's been kind of an issues regarding like the Switch ports. They are horrible from what I see, but I'm going to wait for the PC reviews on it, because I'm not sure how we're going to handle this on PC. What kind of version? What if they are going to I don't know, do like supposedly it's like remastered version, Master Collection. I don't know if they're going to be remastered or something like that with better visuals, something like that. We'll have to see. But yeah, a lot of stuff like Liza P also, or Liza P. Yeah, got a lot of interesting stuff here. This is like the Happinet, which is basically the guys that organized the Tokyo Game Show. Sorry. Got the Konami ones also. The only thing is Metal Gear Solid. Then we have partner titles. Got a lot of stuff here. And Square Enix, basically they are going Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and basically and Star Ocean also, Power Wash Simulator. Yeah, not much happening here. We got some gaming deals here to wrap up the stuff, which is now it's PlayStation Store, kind of a deals here, which is The Last of Us Part 1, 20% off if you play the game, or even if you didn't play. This is the first time it's on PC. It's kind of a little bit better. I think the patches are improving the performance here. But yeah, it's a well worth time to playing this game. It's a good port overall, even though there were some performance issues at the beginning here, especially in terms of textures, how the GPUs were not handling very well the texture parts. But it's in terms of gameplay, it's still pretty good. And of course, it's the story that hooks you in here, at least from the first one. We got also Days Gone, very underrated game in my opinion. I never played this game, but it's always been very positive, the feedback on this game. It's kind of a kind of open world kind of a thing with some zombies here, and I think the story is pretty decent also. It's always had like very positive feedback from the community, and since they brought the port to PC, it has always been a pretty decent, even in terms of performance. Also we got Horizon Zero Dawn. This is the complete edition, 67% off, pretty good deal. Got also God of War, of course, overwhelmingly positive, 40% off, which is good. We just want to, I don't know when the Ragnarok comes. I'm not sure if there is already on PC. My memory is, I'm getting old. But yeah, this one overwhelmingly positive, of course. It's like also one of the benchmarks in terms of gaming. People always benchmark this game. And lastly, we got Hogwarts Legacy. It's 40% off, and the Digital Deluxe Edition also 30% off. I don't know. It only brings like, yeah, doesn't bring a lot of things here. It's basically this one, the base game. I think it's well worth it, and a very positive game. One of those that I would like to play one day. I watched the movies basically, so it's Magic World. It's always interesting to see a good franchise to get a kind of decent adaptation for gaming. But yeah, I think people got what they expecting from this game. I think it's happened before the Harry Potter stuff here. I think it's 19th century, something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is it, guys. I'm going just to wrap up for today in terms of news. With a plug on my Patreon for extra help to help support all the content and everything that I'll be bringing to the channel here. And basically this is it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, Kunamy Master out.